Attorney General Matt Whitaker, thank you very much. Alice Johnson's here. Where's Alice Johnson? Oh, look at my beautiful. Somebody came in to see me. They said, there's a woman that's been in jail for 22 years, just approximately, but like around that number. A beautiful woman, a great woman. Everyone in prison loves her. She's like the person that everybody, she's a high quality. And how much longer does she have to stay? Another 28 years. She's been there for 22 years. The model prisoner, and people called me about her. I've been hearing about her. And what happened was amazing. I checked it out. I said, wow, that's a hell of a big sentence for doing what people do now and they don't even get fined, right? So she's in there for 22 years. So I got her out of prison. I said, I'm doing it. You look beautiful. Wow. Can you imagine? She was actually on a phone call. They had a couple of guys selling drugs and stuff, and she was on the call. They gave her 22 years plus, I guess, 50, 60 years or something. I mean, it's unbelievable. Today, they wouldn't even give you a fine. And it's, and that's no good either, by the way, because what's going on. But it was one of the best feelings. I mean, I've had a lot of good feelings. We had a lot of victories, I'll tell you what. But that was one of the really good feelings getting. And then I said to Alice, she came into the White House, said, how many people are like you in prison? In your prison, big prison? She said, many, sir. I said, really? Are they all that way? Are they? No, sir. And that was a good answer because I knew they weren't, If she would have said yes, then I would have said, well, you gave me the right answer. You don't know it. But she said, many, many great people. I said, give me a list of your top 25 or 30 or 50 or 10, whatever it is. Give me a list of really good people who shouldn't be there. And she gave me a list, and we got every one of them out immediately, right? Right? Just a great woman. Thank you very much, John. I didn't know you were going to be here. That's very nice. She still likes me. Well, she's got to like me. What the hell? I mean, could you imagine if she were like some of these guys? Sometimes I'll endorse somebody and they won't be that. Can you imagine when, this would be a story. I got her out of 28 years and then she comes out against me. I say, but stuff like that happens in politics, I got to tell you. But not with that one, it doesn't. We love you. Thank you very much. Thank you. So I didn't even put it here, but we have so much stuff, and I don't want to bore you. But I was asked by a group of people, mostly African-American people, came to my office. They said, we've been trying for 30 years to get criminal justice reform. Obama couldn't do it. Nobody could do it. Nobody could do it. And they came to my office and they said, we have a problem. We're 5 votes short. And we need 5 conservative senators that are hard line. And actually, we had conservative senators that loved it, Ted, right? We had some conservative senators that were actually supporting it. But I called up some of the senators, and one of them in particular was great. He said, you got it. He was leading it. He said, sir, you got it. I said, I got what? I haven't even asked you a question yet. You're calling about criminal justice reform. And I'm the one that's leading against it, right? But you got it. Because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't even be a senator. And if you feel that way, I'm giving it to you. That's the way it was. I got 5 guys in 10 minutes. And we got it done, and it was very, because I see this guy, I don't know who he is, but I see him on television. Sort of a lightweight, I think, not a very smart guy. But you know what? He came in, he was one of the people that came into the office. A black gentleman named Van Jones, right? So he came in, and I was impressed with him. Good-looking guy. He was crying. uncontrollably that it was going to fail again. And there were like 10 African-American people and a couple of others, but mostly African-American. And he was sitting right in front of me and weeping and saying it's... And I really thought it was great because, you know what, that's okay. I mean, he's trying to get people like Alice out. That's good. And there were no provisions for anything. It was really draconian. And what I did is I said, that's really nice. Look, I'm going to see if I can get this for you. I got it done in about 2 hours. And we had criminal justice reform. And they announced a news conference that night. Van Jones, who I don't know. The only time I think I ever met him was in the Oval Office. They came in with a group about criminal justice reform. And remember, Obama couldn't get, nobody could get it. Nobody. Bush couldn't get it. They all tried. Why wouldn't they try? So what happens is, he was crying profusely. I told him, congratulations, we're going to get it for you. And I got it. And then they announced a news conference that night in some place in Washington, D.C., and he was heading up the news conference. I said, First Lady, come on over here. I'm going to show you something really nice. This is really a beautiful thing. I'm very happy I was able to do this. I got them the vote that they could have never gotten, 5 conservative senators. You wouldn't have gotten these guys. So you got to know what we're dealing with here. They were seriously hard right, and that's good. That's fine. You got hard left, you got hard right. And I said, First Lady, people love, she's got the #1 best-selling book in the country. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? I wouldn't have even said that except I read it, and it's really good. If, can you imagine if I didn't read it and I didn't like it? No, she's great. She loves you. She says hello. But she got the #1, that's a big achievement in life. On the New York Times list, do you know how that book has to sell 20 times more than it should in order for her to be the #1 bestseller? So we're proud of her. She's great. And she was a great First Lady. People love her. People love her. And I said, First Lady, see, this is a little bit of a weave. You see those stories? First Lady book, boom. But you got to always bring it back. When it comes to a time when it doesn't meet at the bottom, then it's time to say, let's not do this shit anymore. We won't do this anymore. But, so what happened is Van Jones was crying, and now I tell him, it's okay, he was the happiest guy. It was beautiful. Got a nice way about him. Nice look, real nice look, smart. And I heard they were going to have a big news conference to announce it later on that evening. And they had it. And I said, First Lady, come on. This is one I want you to watch. Because I wouldn't say she's in love with politics. I wouldn't say it's her first thing on the book. She's not in love with politics. She said, it's a very unfair situation. But I said, welcome to politics, right? But she's been so popular. She's raised so much money for people with BBest. So I said, listen, you got to watch this. So we sat down and we were watching the news conference open, and Van Jones was introducing everybody that I never heard of any of them. I want to thank this one. I want to thank that one. I want to thank Al Sharpton. The guy had nothing to do with it. Nothing. He had nothing. It was just a con job. I've known Al for a long time. It's just a con job. So I want to thank Al Sharpton. He wants to thank all these people. I never met any of them. Some were names. He was thanking Democrat senators that opposed it. He was thanking everybody. And before it started, I said, honey, look, we're human. I said, baby, wait till you hear the nice things he says about me. It's unbelievable. It's going to be unbelievable. So come here, because this is really bringing the country together. So she said, oh, that's nice. So we sat and watched. And after announcing the first 10 or 12 names, she looks at me. Do you think he's going to say anything about you? Yeah, I think so. Maybe he's saving it for the end. You saved the best for last. He went through so many names, and he never mentioned my names. He never mentioned my name, and every time I see that guy, Not that I need it. I get enough publicity. But can you imagine that? And then they wonder about why you don't bring people together. Van Jones went through so many names that night. They were up on the stage with him. And it was only done because of a guy named Donald J. Trump. And I just thought, I haven't related that story. But little things. Now I'm relieved. I don't have to carry around that stuff. But all I know is that our beautiful Alice Johnson is out of prison, and she should have never been there for that kind of a thing, or certainly not for very long. We love you, Alice. It's great that you're there. We'll always be your friend.